seeing the vulnerability of young girls, the lack of prospects for young men, the corruption, the poverty. These are all things that MLIFE Foundation are having a positive impact on and working to end.
And that's just one person's experience of joining the MLIFE Foundation and giving back to the community. Joining us now is the president of MLIFE, Mwangi Mukami. Mwangi, thank you so much for joining us on Live in the Bay.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it so much.
Of course. Now, for our viewers or those who may not know what MLIFE Foundation is all about, who are you?
So, my name is Mwangi. I was born in Nairobi, Kenya. I was born in a small village called Kawangware and grew up in Kenya, struggled with education. And when I came to this country in 2008, that was the first time I arrived in this country, and I wanted to do something good with my experience. I wanted to be able to give back to the society. And since I struggled with my own education, with high school, I got something we call D+ in Kenya. We call it Daudi Msalabani, meaning David on the cross. And everybody wrote me off and said, you can't go to college, you can't have a good life because of your lack of prospect, right? I wanted to do something for children. I wanted to make sure that kids who performed dismally in high school or in lower primary school are able to get a second chance to change their lives. And that's how I started MLIFE Foundation.
Incredible. So it sounds like MLIFE Foundation is all about the children and giving back, right?
Yes.
So what are some of the objectives of MLIFE? What is the overall goal when it comes to helping children in the community?
So our work reflects something we call Ubuntu philosophy. I am because of who we all are. And Dr. King captures this really better than I am when he says that we are all connected in a mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. What affects one person here affects others indirectly. When you look at the children, whether it's in the United States or in the place where I was born in Kenya, most kids who don't have a chance to read and write at an early age tend to live the rest of their lives in poverty without prospects. And so MLIFE's signature program is to help children to read critically, to think creatively, to write clearly, and to speak confidently. We bring these programs in such a way that there is a sequence to the other, right? Kids tend to think, especially when they're reading, we start by asking questions like, who is that for and for what purpose? And then as they read and they understand and they own their space, we take them on this travel to Kenya for 10 days, where they experience firsthand a different country, a different culture. And most of the kids and young people we take, they'll be surprised at the kind of opportunities they have right here in the United States that they don't appreciate because they've not traveled in another country that lacks those prospects. And so that is the signature program that we have. It's really thinking of education, rather than thinking of education as a grade-based system, thinking of education as liberation, as a way to free the mind and give people an opportunity to see other cultures, to work in their own communities and to become better. So in fact, our mission, we say our mission is to elevate historically excluded potential change makers to do good in the world. And we do that through what we call technology, education, and arts.
Absolutely incredible, all of the things that you guys are doing at MLIFE Foundation for so much of, like you said, the underserved youth.
Yes.
Now, when they do go to Kenya and they are able to participate in some of these programs, you guys actually offer them some handmade backpacks and stuff that they can bring along with them that you brought with you today, correct?
Yes, so this is 100% recycled, right? We use jeans that people have worn and they can't reuse those jeans, and we craft these bags for young people in our program here in the US. And what we do is that we fundraise and get them these bags with a laptop. And because we like to think of our program as, we call it spirituality, the idea that everything is connected, everything is tied together, each of the kids who come to our program get this beautiful mug, right? And we tell them that every time you drink water, you drink tea, remember that you're alive, right? And so when we give them this, it's something they go out there and they're like, wow, this is handcrafted in a different country. And we even invite some of them to come here and to try to do it on their own.
Wow. So a lot of skills that are being taught to so many of these kids. Well, how do people get involved if they want their children involved in MLIFE?
So the easiest way is to come to our website, mlifefoundation.org. Like right now we are recruiting potential change makers for our next school program here, which starts it ends all the way in June. And if you go to our website and you sign up your child, we're able to connect with the kids and we're able to start telling them the stories that they will experience for the whole year that they're with us. And at that time, we even ask adults and other young professionals to come and support the children. And how they do that is to come and learn the stories and see how they can connect those stories with their experience so the children can learn from different people. Because research shows us that when children learn from caring, non-parent adults at a young age, they tend to become better citizens themselves, better civic-minded themselves, better change makers themselves.
Well, you guys continue to talk about stories and sharing emotions with one another, especially, like you said, these young kids. So what have you learned from so many of the kids that have come through this program and the experience that they've had?
I would say a big thing for me was me learning first and foremost, right? I'm 38 years old now. When I started doing non-profit work, I did it when I was 16. And I did it when I was told, you can't go anywhere in life. This is it for you, right? And when I decided to go above that, to go beyond that, one of the things that I started learning by traveling abroad, by meeting with other cultures, is that we create our stories as we go along. And that's the same thing that I find with a lot of children who come to our program. When they start, they've read about Africa in the most misconstrued way. And there's nothing wrong with that, because everybody has a bias and there's a way they look at a different world if they don't have any information about it. And then the more we talk about it, we start looking at it not from that dichotomy of this is not developed, this is developed, this is first world, this is not first world. We look at it as opportunities that exist that can be created. And you start seeing kids in simple neighborhoods like Bayview, Hunters Point, start saying, I want to be an entrepreneur and bring commerce in this area we visited last year. And it's amazing to see a child who 1 year ago didn't believe that they could make any change in their community, leave alone in the world, come back after 1 year and say, I want to become the entrepreneur to change this for many others. And so that is the biggest thing that we get from kids, is this expansion view that they get about the world, where they see that the expansive vision that we are all together and we can do so much to create change.
Yeah, well, it's just so absolutely wonderful and incredible, the things that you guys are doing at MLIFE Foundation. So thank you so much for joining us here on Live in the Bay, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me here. I appreciate that too.
Of course. To learn more about MLIFE or to get involved, we'll have a link on our website at liveinthebay.tv.